taking a moment to reflect on just what's happening in the world and what's the challenges that we all are having to face now. A lot of people are not really waking up and seeing the fact that you got all these folks that have been up to no good evil for a long time, and people chose to ignore it. A lot of folks have been hurt, killed, everything else, and now stuff is coming to light. But my issue with stuff like that though is in the Bible when whole story with Cain and Abel and my brother's keeper. There's a fine line between minding your own business and turning your back on somebody. And for some reason, man, in this world, we have this issue where we feel like, well, that ain't none of my business. I ain't gonna worry about it. You're going to be affected, though. And it doesn't matter if you try to ignore something else. You need to address it the way you need to address it. You don't have to stay on it. You don't have to elaborate on it. You don't have to sit in and continuously push an agenda. But if you know someone, friend, family member, sometimes even your enemy, you can't turn a blind eye to everybody, man. So I don't think folks even really realize it. One of the things that helps us so much is when we're able to be a blessing to somebody else. But how can you be a blessing to somebody else when you're not talking to them? You don't even know what's going on. So it's a thing where again, you're not trying to control other people's lives. You're not trying to say things for them. You just need to understand that we have to stick up for each other. If we can think about an example like a bully, the kid that's being bullied, if other people come around and tell the bully to stop, the bully normally stops. And that person that was being bullied feels better about themselves. So now, who came to the rescue and the person that was being targeted, they're starting to bond now. There's nothing wrong with that. If someone just said, hey, they ain't none of my business, or keep recording on the cell phone, hey man, that doesn't constitute anything positive for you because you don't have to do people that way. If you guys know that there's something or someone that you haven't said something to that you need to, man, time is almost up, man. You need to go ahead and just do it. The kids are the biggest issue right now because they're being hit the hardest with this stuff. We gotta protect these children, man, without having the children to learn what they need to learn to be good and efficient adults in the future. I mean, we're already behind on what we need to do to get them there. If you see something going on with a person, man, help somebody, okay? Now I know everybody can't fall into that. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife were riding the other day, man, and I think two times it was a woman. I could tell she was struggling with whatever she was carrying and trying to move it. Another one had a woman had a baby in the stroller. It was starting to rain, so she put the something to cover the baby up. But that one was on foot. The guy we saw walking around, man, it was so cold outside, and he just walking. I'm sure he would have been grateful to have a ride, and that's something we thought about. But then we got to sit here and remember we're in this world that wants to take advantage and hurt people. I mean, there's been plenty of folks that help someone that's walking, and then that person gets killed, and the car gets stolen. I mean, that stuff happens all the time. So we do have to keep our eyes open for that kind of thing, but we've got to understand, y'all, that life is not meant to be just one flat way all the time. Nothing's ever gonna grow. Nothing can prosper, improve. I mean, nothing will happen like that. No one at all that's listening to my voice right now, or knows me, or knows this particular concept, nobody will agree will disagree with what I'm saying right now. Everyone feels good when they feel support from someone. It doesn't matter where you're at, what stage in your life, what culture, race, creed, it doesn't matter what you are. If someone supports you, that's always going to be a good thing. It makes you feel good. Now, I'm talking about support, not manipulation or anything like that. I'm talking about genuinely someone believes in you as a person and they say, you know what? I like that guy. I like that girl. I believe in it. Whatever it is, when you have someone that appreciates you, someone that thinks highly of you, just want to support you, especially times get kind of rough. They reach out and they want to support you. That's good stuff. We can't have that unless we stop putting our head in the sand and acting like we don't see things that go down, man. We can't do that. We've got to be there for each other. Now, I want to make sure everyone understands this too. Now, the whole judging thing, I'm going to make sure school y'all a little bit. The Bible does say we need to judge people. It does say that. But what are we? How do we judge folks? Then later on in the Bible, you will see it says for you not to judge someone else because you are going to be judged too. So what does it mean? You got two parts in the Bible that say that, but it's contradicting itself, right? No, it's not. The Bible does say that we should judge people, but we're judging people based on the standard that God has for us. And it's not saying that you judge someone, throw them away. What it's saying that if you see someone that's out of order and not doing what God wants, it's your responsibility, your duty to say something to them. Not pointing your finger about how bad they are. No, out of love. Hey, man, we need to do something different here, man. Do you know what God said about this? Yeah, don't make nobody feel bad. Don't attack anyone. But how in the world do kids or anyone else learn something unless someone tells them or shows them and they don't know? And if you have seen a soul that you could have saved just by saying something you didn't, God see that too. Now, if someone does not want to heed your warning or listen to your message, that's on them, but you did your part because you tried. And that's all he wants us to do. Now, the other part of the Bible that's saying we shouldn't judge, that's saying that you're not going to sit here and basically condemn a person for a fate that you deserve as well. There's no one walking earth right now that is in some higher status as far as God is concerned. The new covenant that we have with God doesn't put people over each other of a certain area. We're all equal, meaning we have the exact same social status and access that everyone has. I mean, it just wasn't a thing before. In the past, God has a chosen people. Now, there's not a chosen people anymore because Jesus came and paid that price for us. So now you can't look at someone and scoff at them because they're a lower social class than you. So the biggest thing is to make sure we understand and what we're looking at. Good discernment, takes us a long way. And man, I want to challenge people though, man. Seriously, like you don't have to give everybody everything you got. You don't have to, inconvenience yourself to take care of someone. You also don't have to look straight ahead and never veer to the left and right that you don't see anyone or they don't see you looking at them. We need to help people. Smart, but careful. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta have a heart to help someone. Not, well, man, that sucks for them. Guess what? Shake their hand, give them a hug. Hey, man, I notice that you're not doing the best. You want to talk, man? Let me know. I promise, they may not say anything to you, but those words right there, you would change someone's life doing that. And yeah, I did say they kind of come to your life. but, but yeah, man, I want y'all to understand this stuff, man. Everyone right now that wants to keep to themselves, they can say someone has tried to help them. Now, what you do with that, hey, that's on you. But the main thing that God wants us to do is make the effort that goes towards being better people. So you don't tell someone how to live their life in an aggressive way. You don't tell someone in a condescending way. You tell someone out of love, this is what I'm seeing and this is what God says. Hey, we got to change this. I'm just letting you know. There's nothing wrong with doing that, y'all. Now, I'm going to get ready to wrap up, but I want y'all to think about this at the end of this. With everything I'm talking about, if you disagree with it, which is fine, think about what all of us can do it, but many of the people that don't believe what I'm talking about. Think about this right here. How many times in your life has someone went an extra mile to help you? Somebody made an extra phone call. Someone gave you another chance. Someone chose love instead of hate. Somebody reached out and said, hey man, I got you. Think about it. Somebody, since you've been alive, has initiated and made a point to do something for you. Doesn't have to be anything big, and sometimes it may be big, but someone did something to help you. And if that's true, which it is, but if you can really make sure that you hear it and come to terms with it, someone helped you get somewhere, hey, you got to return the favor. And it's not just one time. Whenever you see it, you got to try. You got to return the alpha, y'all. You got to return the alpha. It's so important. Hope everybody have a good rest of your day, man. And think about these words for real. Just help somebody. Help someone improve. Spread some love to the world, man.